So I don't know if you heard, but Assassin's Creed Shadows got delayed again. So originally it was supposed to come out last year, 2024, and then it was supposed to be, I think, Valentine's Day 2025, which I have my own theory on that one. We'll come back to that in a minute. And now it has been delayed once again. And a bunch of videos came out about this, and the one person that I go to for a lot of this kind of news is someone by the name of Luke Stevens. He has a video that came out on Luke Stevens Live, and I started watching it, and immediately it sounded like, let me just play it for you. Let me just play it for you.
Okay, everyone, I am actually...
I'm like, he has really high quality videos. Why does his mic have so much static? Well,
in the Bahamas right now. Ocean behind me, as you can see. I actually planned on doing a number of videos and vlogs and stuff.
So he's away on vacation, really, and he's about to cover the Assassin's Creed stuff. So I figured this was an interesting one to watch.
Internet not great in the middle of the ocean, for one, and two, my whole family
still got great camera quality. I will say that.
With norovirus.
Oh.
For the last week or so.
So everyone on his family is vomiting. Okay.
Oh, while we've been here, so we have been projectile vomiting among other things, and it's been an experience. So I'm up and at 'em today, and the investor call for Ubisoft just happened, and I was like, you know what? This is as good a time as any to talk about video games again, because I have been here for like 2 weeks on vacation. It's been awesome. Wonderful, very
pretty much as a YouTuber, the best time to go on vacation is January. Ad revenue's down, people lose interest in games after Christmas. Everyone's kind of just hibernating, and no real new games start coming out until the wildness that is February, which we'll get into in a minute, I'm sure.
Mindful and demure, but like nobody here, shocker, talks about video games. Like nobody here plays video games, nobody here is into video games. So I've just been going stir crazy, wanting to talk about this stuff, but not being able to. And that's why I'm doing this, because believe it or not, like, I really like video games. I like talking about them. It's a passion of mine. And so I kind of go crazy when I don't get the chance to do that. So I'm just going to ramble, because at that investor call, some interesting things were revealed, namely that AC Shadows.
So there's one big thing I don't know if he'll get into in this. It's a little bit of a conspiracy theory, but don't worry, we will.
Shadows has been delayed again. It's now looking like it's coming in March 20th. They also said some other stuff, like they're hiring an independent set of analysts to review their strategic options or whatever. Basically,
they're hiring an analyst to sell off their IPs.
Just fancy terminology for we need help fixing the company, and we don't know what to do. So there's that,
which is going to be firing a bunch of people.
That have happened in the industry that I'll talk about when I get back here in a few days, back to the States, and we do our first stream of 2025 and everything. But my main takeaway is kind of twofold. Number one, this delay, I think, is only good news. I mean,
it's not bad
I don't think the game was going to launch broken. Like, I don't think Shadows was in a bad spot from what I've heard.
There's one other reason too. One second.
What I think this really is I think this is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, frankly. I really do think that game, lot of people are expecting to pop off more than it might be anticipated right now. I was talking to a buddy of mine, actually.
Check this out. This is Google AI. You can get early access to Elden Ring through Elden Ring Night Rain beta test, which is set to take place from February 14th to 17th. In other words, right when Assassin's Creed Shadows is coming out. So this is kind of like the Battle Royale / extraction shooter meets Elden Ring co-op game, which is a very confusing mix of games, but that's supposed to be coming out that weekend too. And then you have the game that he just talked about.
I worked in real estate, funnily enough. He now works in video game publishing, not at Ubisoft or anything, but he works there, and he, not at Ubisoft, he works in publishing. But he was telling me that I really think Kingdom Come is going to be one of the big surprise blowout hits.
So I've seen a couple people do early reviews. I think I'm getting my hands on it early. I'm not 100% sure,
not
but
really a surprise to anybody who knows Kingdom Come. But he's like, I think that's going to break into the mainstream more than people think. And for AC,
see, to me, just going back to this, looking at this HUD, it looks like Elder Scrolls 4, like Oblivion. Like the compass looks like Oblivion. This is super simplistic down here, and like the graphics are good, but not like.
going to break into the mainstream
really
more
good.
than people think. And
hiccups.
for AC
Ooh.
Shadows, I think that was a big part of it, where they're a big RPG. Kingdom Come is a massive RPG. They were going to launch, Kingdom Come on the 4th, and then Shadows 10 days later on Valentine's Day. But I know some people know life games, but 10 days for 80 to 100 hours
that's a
to get
big
through
game.
Kingdom Come, just for one playthrough, I just don't think most people can do that. I think most people who want to play something like Kingdom Come are going to play it and savor it and enjoy it, and it might take them a few weeks, might take them a few months, and then they're going to go through it again. Like, that's just how a lot of people play these games. I'm not an
I go through it again guy. I go through it and I beat everything. So I'll do like the main quest, and then if I can, I'll go back and do all like the side quests, and then I'll wait like 2 years, 3 years, and then I'll go back and do it again.
Don't have the luxury of like no-lifing something and playing it non-stop, because most people don't do this for a living. Most people have jobs, shocker. So I think that delaying the game Shadows into March puts it in the middle of a silent period. I mean, we've got the next game from Hazelight, the guys that did It Takes Two. They're doing Split Fiction in early March, but like that's it. Like that's all I can think of that comes out in March. There's probably a couple others that people in the comments are going to be like, how could you forget about this? But lay off me, I'm on vacation. But I really think it's just a smart strategic move to give themselves a little bit of extra breathing room and to just take some air, take some time, polish the hell out of that game and get it looking and running as best as it possibly can the moment that it drops.
And that's probably what they want.
The second takeaway from that investor call, in addition to the delay and everything being a good thing, is that Ubisoft needs, and specifically...
So they've already announced that they're releasing DLC for Shadows. That is a 10-hour DLC. I don't think they gave a date or anything. Maybe he'll know it, but they did announce that.
More than anything, the Guillemot family needs this game to be a hit, and not just a hit, but like a smash,
which isn't going to happen.
Crushing, blowout success. They need it to be that level more than anybody else.
But they can't. Like, how?
If the game launches and does fine, or even, God forbid, bad, can you imagine? If that happens, the Guillemot family has no leverage. They have nothing. They have no financial headwind or backwind,
that's cool.
I guess would be the term.
Throwing
like, they
out
have
the light,
nothing
that's cool.
going for them as the company starts to free fall, more so than it already has been, and Tencent is already
They're the vultures
poised to come in and
going over the dead
take
bodies,
control or push them around. But the Guillemot family will have no say whatsoever if Shadows does not perform well. So they need it to at perform decently. And Ubisoft, I think as a company, already their fate is kind of written. I personally think it's very clear that Tencent is going to come in. They're going to take a good chunk of the company, if not just half of it. And right now, I think I
think what is actually happening is they're bringing in that analytics person to see whether or not them getting bought out is more financially better for the investors, or whether them selling off their IPs individually is more financially responsible for their investors. That's what I think
they're
is
waiting
going on.
Is waiting for something to give them the push to get the Guillemot family out. Once they have that, I think they will do that, and they'll take over the company. You'll see layoffs, you'll see game cancellations, you'll see studio closures, and all of that, which will be good for the company's financial health.
That's what they need.
But I think it's going to result in a lot of people losing their jobs, a lot of heartache and pain.
I bet you if Ubisoft gets bought out, it'll be half of Ubisoft gets laid off, which is 20,000 jobs, which means 10,000 jobs. I bet you. I'll put money on
pain
it.
and things that, of course, we all can feel for. I mean, these
but the company
developers
needs that.
Are not the ones that are getting Ubisoft into this trouble. It is the executives who greenlight NFT projects that waste millions and millions of dollars while they disband studios that made their most successful game critically of the year last year. And that's the kind of stuff that gets them in trouble. It's not, Tom from accounting. It's not Janice from the animation team.
We all know
they're
it's
doing
Tom.
good work. They're working their butts off. It's the executives.
Tom has been flirting with his secretary for weeks. We all know it. And he's just sitting there screwing up the financials and just letting all of this happen. It's all Tom. We know this.
Screwing everything up. And unfortunately, it's the executives.
No, it's Tom.
Who tend to get away with no repercussions when things go bad. But that could change this time around if Tencent comes in and kicks them all out when they take the company over. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm hopeful for Shadows. I actually do think, from what I've seen of the game, I think it's going to be a way better game than people are expecting it to be.
I agree
and I
with
think
that.
Their marketing plan right now has done a good job of kind of framing.
What is the marketing plan? That is my question. If they need this to boom, how do they do it?
It slowly. The first round, of course, was just plagued with blunder after blunder after blunder. But since they took some time, I think they've reevaluated and they've got a good plan right now. All of the gameplay teases they've done, the parkour showcase, the stealth showcase, the weaponry and like combat showcases, all of those are going to do great for just showcasing what the game is good at. And I think that that's what they got to keep doing.
It needs a good story and good
just
gameplay.
Focus on the game.
Shut
simple. Up about everything else. Just focus on the game, let it speak for itself, and if it's a good game, people will play it. That really is all it really comes down to at the end of the day. You know, people just want good games. And if you make a good game, usually people will buy it, they'll play it, they'll recommend it to their friends, and you'll find some success. And as long as
with games like that like don't have that initial boom, that recommending it to your friends is the most important thing by far.
The game was produced in an intelligent way, you can find success. The problem is when it was produced with twice the budget it should have, and twice the dev time it should have, and then even if you get a successful game in terms of reception, you could still have a bit of trouble when you're trying to make it profitable. So really interesting news, but I think, again, it's nothing but a W for the gamers who will have more time to play the other February releases like Monster Hunter and Kingdom Come and Avowed, if you're interested in that. And then for Assassin's Creed fans, it means you're going to be getting a more polished game that has hopefully more features and more polish and refinement when it launches, and that's all you really should be hoping for.
You want a good game.
At the end of the day,
a good
game that's polished and ready for release. So I think it's good news, frankly. It surprised me. I really did not expect them to delay it again.
I kind of did. I had a feeling.
Now they've taken over that March spot, and that's, I think, a spot Avowed needed to go to. So the fact that now Shadows has taken it.
I forgot about Avowed.
Avowed just has to suck it up and deal with it, which, this is probably good.
Because the timing of releases this year is going to be very strongly placed around when companies think GTA is going to be coming out, which might not even happen this year, to be
good
clear.
News for the Avowed team too, frankly, that they have more breathing room. But yeah, interesting day. But I just want to get all that out
release
there.
Day?
I miss you guys. I miss talking about video games constantly, and I'm
that's another one
very
that I want to play
for the vacation in the Bahamas, of course, as anybody would be.
The 18th of February. Okay.
But I am ready to get home.
So it's going to be Vatican's Kingdom Come.
Video games and play games, and I can't believe I'm saying this in an island paradise, but it's super snowy back home. Apparently, there was like a 4 or 5 inch snowstorm that came through, and I can't wait.
Dude, it snows that much here every day. Like literally this morning, I shoveled that much.
I'm crazy, right? This is
Where's
great.
he from?
This is paradise.
I'm
in
very
many
curious
ways.
where he's from.
Wonderful. But after a little while, distance makes the heart grow fonder. And after 2 weeks here, I'm ready for home. I'm a homebody. I like my gadgets. I like my computer. I like my games.
Much snow this morning?
My bad. But it's been wonderful. But I'm ready to get back. So thank you guys for making all of this possible. Thanks for watching. Much love. I will see you guys very, very soon. We'll stream as soon as I get back home.
He is one of those guys where all his videos are super informative. It was cool to see him in a different setting and talk about something that we have been talking about for months here on the channel. This Ubisoft thing has kind of been that other thing we've been covering all the way through, along with Call of Duty, which has had much more news compared to this one. But Ubisoft's fall from grace has been absolutely wild, and this is just another situation where what I think is actually happening is, number one, they were scared of the games in February. They were scared of the Elden Ring. They were scared of Kingdom Come, and I guess Avowed. I didn't realize Avowed was on the 18th as well, which is the game from the guys that made Fallout New Vegas, I believe. And so all of that's going on in February. So busy February, which will have all of that coming out on the channel. But they moved it again. And I really do believe they're going to try to sell off their IPs. I don't think they're just going to fully sell the company. I think they're going to sell the IPs and then either sell the rest of Ubisoft of what's left, which will be for pennies on the dollar, or they'll just sell the whole thing to Tencent. It's one of the two. But I think they're going to sell IPs to big companies is what I think is going to happen, which I think for the IPs that you love is probably the best case scenario. I don't think Tencent coming in and destroying everything is actually what people want, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think. And great video right there.